alternator in the Accord died on me, having to do an emergency replacement. Just went ahead and changed the oil in the Accord. I believe this is the 4th time I've done it. I've just been doing it like every 3,000, 3,500 or so, including the time I changed it right after I bought it. Actually, this might be the 3rd then. Yeah, probably the 3rd, since it's been about 7,000 miles or so. Everything's been going pretty well so far.
Connected.
The BT45. I went ahead and purchased one of the updated nav discs. According to Honda, 2021 is the last year they're updating for these old DVD-based models. But, well, I do use this thing even though it is a bit of a gimmick, so why the hell not? And everything is looking good here. I usually just have it displayed to outside temperature. Already reset this. 230,271. That's just what it displays once it's once the BT45 transmitter is working. Everything here. Yeah, I went down to a H-Day in Mechanicsville over the last weekend. And that's just some stuff I got there. Everything's looking good, sounding good. Do still need to clear the adhesive from the H-Day sticker out. Also get the interior cleaned out. You can see there's a bit of residue up here. One of the passenger sunroof drain was clogged when I first got it. I blew these out a couple months ago, but I can still see the outline of it. I have been monitoring it. It isn't leaking anymore. The other side is fine. I just need to make it look like it hasn't, like it didn't happen. Get rid of the evidence. I had the bodies. I didn't leave anything else in here. Plus, there's a bit of stains and stuff in like the back seat, which is weird because the only things I've had back here is like tiny bits of cargo. I haven't had any people back here. But whatever. Don't know how well it shows. You can still see like a light brown hue in the old oil. That means, yep, the interior of this thing isn't full of sludge. This is what happens when you change your oil on time. It means the inside of this thing is going to be good for years to come. The new speakers, they're starting to burn themselves in a bit more. I think they sound pretty decent. A bit less wavy or whatever the proper term is. The alternator's been performing pretty admirably in the few weeks it's, well, more like 2 that it's been in here. New battery as well. Doing a bit of work on the Accord. Changing out to this passenger side engine mount. This one is it's kaput. Accidentally shut the camera off there, but yeah, that's not doing much of anything anymore compared to this nice new one that's not broken. But it's a nice quick thing to change. Should help the engine feel a bit more lively. Yep, just have to unbolt this shit. You don't have to really loosen anything else. The engine drops ever so slightly, but it'll get drawn back up when you tighten it. It takes like 5-10 minutes. Really simple. Forgot to mention I'm also doing the rear brakes. Complete overhaul. Pads, rotors, calipers, hose, everything. Splurged a bit. I got some Reman calipers here. The pads, Akibono. Akibono is actually the OEM for Honda pads. The rubber hose this is straight from Honda, as are the rotors themselves. Those weren't that expensive. I always like to give a thin coat of fluid film behind the rotors, and the set screws, I hit them with a bit of anti-seize. make sure they don't lock up. This left caliper was powder coated this greenish color. Meanwhile, the right one is just bare, what is this? Steel, iron, cast iron, yeah. Just kind of funny. And about 15 minutes later, new hose, new clips, new pads, new caliper, well, reman, new banjo bolt, and crush washers, put the parking brake cable back on. Just like I said, this rotor is new as well, so back brakes are all new. Hopefully, that means no more grinding. Not grinding, dragging. And you can see the leak here. That was an issue as well. The slide pins come pre-greased. Just gotta lubricate the hardware down here and make sure you mount the clip that goes inside the caliper itself. I already showed that I hit the threads on the set screws with some anti-seize and hit the back side of the rotor with some fluid film, the part that goes up against the hub here, so that doesn't stick on. Now, I didn't have to do these rotors, but you can see just kind of how crappy they look. I just didn't want to chance it. I'm also going to be doing a full brake flush on this thing as soon as I'm done mounting everything.